one thing that I always teach my clients is like, don't eat like a fucking asshole. That's like the biggest piece of advice I can give you. If you are going to go out to dinner, don't eat like an asshole. Stop when you're full. Get what you really want, be satisfied with it, and then that's it. Move on.
Good morning, good morning, good morning. Welcome to my YouTube channel. If you're new here, my name's Lisa. I'm a women's online fitness coach who's been helping women for over a decade become their healthiest, happiest, and hottest selves. If you're not new here, thanks for hanging out again. I always appreciate you taking the time out of your day to watch my videos or let it play in the background or whatever you do with it. Today we're doing a leg day and I'm just having a really great day. It's Friday morning. It's like 8:10 a.m. and it is a beautiful 70 degrees outside here in Vegas. It rained all day yesterday, so the air is just crispy and cool. And I had a slice of pumpkin brioche from Trader Joe's with a little cream cheese as my pre-workout snack. And I'm just ready to kill this workout. I'm just ready to get a big old glute pump. I don't know, things just feel good. My client check-ins have been phenomenal. Clients seeing such good progress, which always just makes me feel good, like a proud mama, and I love it. My boyfriend said he's taking me out to dinner tomorrow. I don't know where we're going. I'm gonna send you some good juju, some good vibes, so you have a good day. And today we're gonna talk about finding balance on your fitness journey, because that is something that I struggled with for years and years and years. It really wasn't until the last year or two that I've figured out what balance on my fitness journey looks like for me. It is different for everybody, but there's a few key principles I think that I've kind of picked up that have really helped me understand what balance looks like. So enough jabbering. Let's drink our pre-workout. Cheers and go hit this leg day.
All right. So for today's leg day, we are starting with leg extensions just to get things warmed up. So nothing too crazy here. Just want to get the blood flowing to the quads. So usually when I'm warming up, I like to do these slow, pause a little bit at the top, really squeeze. Today's topic of conversation is balance on your fitness journey. So if you listen to the intro, then you heard that I had a piece of pumpkin brioche from Trader Joe's as my pre-workout snack. Now, is that healthy? Not really. But there's this, I look at it as like an 80-20. 80% of my food is healthy, nutritious, nutrient-dense food. 20% is a little bit of fun, but I was intentional with the pumpkin brioche because that is carbs. Carbs help fuel your workouts, and preferably simple carbs, because you want to be able to use the carbs instantly. When fiber is involved, that's a slower breakdown of those carbs, so the energy isn't available as quickly. So we had our little pumpkin brioche to give us quick energy, super tasty, easily fits in my macros, and for me, that is what I call balance. Hamstring curls, so we keep warming up all of the leg. Again, not going heavy. This is just to warm things up. But I used to have the mentality when it came to nutrition of what can I get away with? What's the most that I can get away with and still see progress? And that sort of thinking had me gaining and losing the same 20, 30 pounds for years, right? Because I would restrict myself and say, I can't have any of this. And then I would start getting lax, that whole self-sabotage. I would start getting lax and I would start to test a little bit of the waters over here and then a little bit over here. And then I would see, oh, okay, I'm still seeing progress. Yay. That means I get to go off plan. And then I would do that. And then I would start to get lazy and overindulge in those things that were off plan. And before I knew it, I just ruined all my progress. I was ruining the habits I was building and it didn't work. So I really had to make a mental shift from what can I get away with to let's make majority of my food healthy, nutritious food, and let's have a little bit of fun food here and there. So that's exactly what I do. I'll have maybe one thing a day that's a little bit more fun, not necessarily the most healthy thing, but it fits in my macros and it works. So sometimes it's pumpkin brioche. Last week I had the apple cinnamon sourdough bread from Trader Joe's that I was using as a pre-workout. I just like to incorporate different things so I never really get bored and I have options, but I'm still seeing progress. Also, I feel like my butt cheeks are hanging out of my shorts today. I'm not mad at it though. The only thing though that's uncomfortable is like when you wear gym shorts and then you got to go run an errand after and you forget pants, which is something I did today because I got to go to the post office after this. And in the gym, tight shorts, not a big deal. In public, it's a big deal. And you kind of forget that, especially because like I'm surrounded by fitness 24/7. Like that's all I do. And so I forget that this is not normal for everyday people. So now my booty cheeks out at the post office. But if you're new here, I did lose weight over the last year. So I've been a trainer for over 10 years. And I've always struggled with weight. I was overweight as a kid, did a diet the summer before 8th grade. I was like 135, I think, the summer before 8th grade. I was really active though. I played sports, like very active. I did dance all year, and I was 135. And then me and my parents did the Mediterranean diet that summer. They did it with me. And I think I lost like 20 pounds. I think I was 115. And then when I started high school and I was doing like conditioning for volleyball and everything, I lost more weight. And I think my lowest was 105. And I was teeny tiny. I was like a size 0 1. That didn't last long. I progressively gained weight over high school, but I didn't graduate. Like, I think I was 120 when I graduated, but I've always had more of like an athletic-y build. I've always been kind of strong. So I wasn't like a heavy 120. I was kind of skinny fat, but like 120 didn't look bad on me. But over the last 10 years, I put on a lot of muscle, but my heaviest was 168 and I'm only 5'1". So that was a little thick, right? So this past year, I went from about 164 and my lowest I hit was 144. And right now I'm sitting around 148. That's where I've been comfortably for the last few months. I've upped my calorie intake and I've been focusing on just strength in the gym. And so 148 has been pretty comfortable for me. And I've been able to go on date nights with my boyfriend, go on trips, go visit my family in Arizona, try new restaurants, have matchas. I've been able to do all that without gaining the weight back because of the fact that I make majority of my food healthy, macro friendly, and then I have a little bit of fun with stuff here and there. I don't look at foods as good or bad. I look at them as healthy and fun because once you start labeling your food as good and bad, you invite emotion into the conversation. Once emotion's involved, there's a really hard time with thinking logically. So that takes away some of the decision making is when you look at it logically versus emotionally, it's a lot easier to make those decisions. So the next goal is if I say it, I have to commit to it. So I told myself I kind of want abs next summer because this past year when I got to 144, leanest I'd ever been in a really long time since like I'm 34, probably since like my mid like 26, 27. So leanest I've ever been since then. I felt amazing. I felt strong. I felt athletic and I felt just really good and confident. So, and I've always been someone that's like, I don't care about abs. I don't want abs. I don't need abs. But I think it was because I didn't think I could get abs. I've just always considered myself a thicker girl and that like abs wasn't an option for me. We're going to do hip thrusts next. And I never like do hip thrusts this early in a workout, but why the fuck not? Let's switch it up. But I'm thinking about starting a series on here to drop 2 videos a week. One being my journey to abs, which is going to be like a vlog style, talking about nutrition and workouts and like just showing a little bit of my life and how I balance, working for myself, enjoying life, going on dates, going to concerts, traveling, while also working towards my abs. Because I don't know if you know this, I think the average person gains 10 pounds over the holidays. So it is September 20th right now, I think. I think today's September 20th. So I'm thinking about starting my cut October 1st. And yeah, that means I'm going to be on a cut in a deficit over the holidays, but I'm still going to be able to enjoy my holidays because I proved that to myself this past year, right? Because I lost weight from August to May Okay, let me do this set real quick. If you're trying to grow glutes, hip thrusts are a must, but I'm lazy and I will not set them up with a barbell. So my gym luckily has like 3 or 4 hip thrust machines, although this is more of a glute bridge, but they're a must to grow the booty. So that's something I'm thinking of doing. You guys let me know in the comments if that's something you'd be interested in watching. All right, let's just do our next set. But it's kind of one of those things where like I would like to prove to myself that I could have abs because I told myself for so long I couldn't, you know, working through those limiting beliefs that we create for ourselves. One really easy trap to fall into is, like I was talking about earlier, of labeling your food, is like looking at like cheat meals and things like that. That's one thing I have completely removed from my vocabulary because, again, the word cheat itself implies you're doing something wrong, you're doing something bad, which then evokes negative feelings, right? And when you're feeling those negative feelings, there's guilt and shame that's involved, which then I think those are some of the hardest things to deal with on a fitness journey is guilt and shame around food, because a lot of times it leads to restriction and it leads to punishment by doing extra cardio. And then you're in this really ugly, vicious, toxic cycle. So I don't call them cheat meals. I call them fun meals. I call them untracked meals. And they're based off of how consistent I am. If I had a really inconsistent week and like I went and got a matcha on a Wednesday morning and then Thursday night I ended up, I don't know, ordering pho. Like I had pho like 2 weeks ago on a Thursday. And so I had a matcha, then I had pho. Well, then that weekend, not that those things are bad at all, but, and if I made them fit my macros, cool. But if I didn't, then that weekend I kind of have to analyze and say, okay, maybe this weekend we go have one fun thing, like we go get another matcha or we go get a dessert somewhere. But if I was really on point during the week, then I'm like, okay, let's go have dinner, try a new restaurant, and like get a drink and a main course and a dessert. Like it's all about finding a balance that works for you. And like one thing that I always teach my clients is like, don't eat like a fucking asshole. That's like the biggest piece of advice I can give you. If you are going to go out to dinner, don't eat like an asshole. Stop when you're full. Get what you really want, be satisfied with it, and then that's it. Move on. You can ask for a box immediately when you get your food and like put half of it away if you really struggle with portion control. You can get a few appetizers. You can get a few things and share with the person that you're with. That's something that I like to do because I like to get a variety of everything. So, and then I pick and choose. So I won't get like a cocktail and an appetizer and a main course and a dessert. I'll pick like 3 of the 4 or 2 of the 4. Usually I will only get a cocktail or drink somewhere if they're like really good drinks. Alcohol is one thing that I've really cut out of my life. And I do think it makes a really big difference in how you feel and how you recover. So it's a very rare occasion for me to drink. And that for me is balance. That works for me. Now we're going to do some abductions. I really want to do some sumo deadlifts, but both platforms are taken right now. So hopefully they'll be done soon and we can go do those. And then we're not going to do a whole much more because my butt is on a fucking fire. Guys, I'm kind of pissed. I just filmed the last set in slow motion and I had talked for like 2 minutes and I don't even remember what the fuck I said. So I can't even repeat it. I know I talked about form a little bit. Maybe it'll come back to me. We'll do another set. But when you're deadlifting, you need to make sure the bar is as close to you as possible. If it's far out, it's going to force you around your back and you're going to hurt yourself, okay? So we're going to get in our stance, toes pointed out, okay? We're going to push our hips back and sit down and grab our bar. We're going to roll the bar towards us, like it's pretty much touching shins for me. Shoulders down and back. Drive. We're going to do one video from the front so you can see the form of the sumo deadlift from the front. Then we're gonna do calf extensions, and then we are finito for the day. Not bad. We got this workout done pretty quickly. I know deadlifts are really intimidating for people, but it's really about practicing. That's like anything in the gym. You only get better through practicing. And I highly recommend you film yourself, and you can check your form and improve and notice things that you may not realize you're doing. If you want to send them to me, I will give you constructive feedback. If you don't follow me on Instagram, it's TheLisaBowden, same name as this channel. Feel free to send me your workout videos, and like I will give you some form critiques to help you. Also, who am I wearing color, right? There's certain colors that I do like that I will wear. Like I like this lavendery purple, but I don't like purple purple, if you know what I mean. Like purple, not a fan. I like lavender. Do I wear it a lot? No, but I like it. Dark green, like not even emerald, but like emerald green, not forest green, but like a deep emeraldy green. I really like. I like yellow. It looks good on my skin tone. Um, I like mint green too, and I do like bright like lime greens and stuff, but I don't ever wear stuff like that. I do like red on my skin tone too, but I only have like one red thing. Most of my clothes is black, white, gray, nude. Oh, you guys would be so proud of me. Honor had a new drop yesterday, the activewear brand, and I did not order anything. Because I'm saving up to have a laser treatment done on my face, because I naturally have a lot of redness in my face. And if you've been watching my videos, I have like a little red mark bump on my nose that's been there for like over a year. I went to a dermatologist a few months ago because you never know what it could be. It's a popped blood vessel from a pimple that I had. So she was like, we can do a laser treatment that will get rid of that. She also pointed out that I'm working out, so I'm red as hell right now, but like I naturally have a lot of red undertones in my face. She was like, we could do the whole face if you want. And at the time I was like, no, just my nose. But I do feel like, because I don't really wear makeup, I wear concealer under my eyeballs, mascara. Sometimes I'll put like eyebrow glue in, and that's it. So if we can get some of the redness out of my face, I think that would just make my complexion look better. So I think I'm gonna actually do the entire face instead of just my nose. I don't know if I can get close enough. I'm looking in the mirror, but like it's a little red mark right there. So I think I might just do the entire face, which is like $500. So I told myself no gym clothes, so that way I can get that done instead, because I have enough gym clothes where if I didn't do laundry for a month, I'd probably still have clean gym clothes. So I don't need any more gym clothes. I'm trying to be logical here. But let's finish this convo on calf raises and then we'll be done. But yeah, so I want to get, I think, my whole face done. So I'm trying to be good and not buy anything. I also need to get another round of Botox. It's been almost a year since I've had Botox, and I don't care what anybody says. I don't care if people say I don't need it. I want it. I like it. It makes me feel good. So I want to get the laser done. I want to get more Botox done. So I'm trying to be a good girl and save money and not spend it on stuff I don't need. When you're doing calf raises, I like to do traditional and then pigeon-toed and then out wide, because it works different areas of your calves. I'm one of those people that like firmly believes in like, do what makes you feel good. Who gives a fuck what anyone else says? If you want Botox, get Botox. If you want lip filler, get lip filler. If you want to get your boobs done, get your boobs done. Like, this is your life. You got to be happy. My only thing with that is do those things from a positive place. Don't do it because you feel like you have to fit someone else's criteria of beautiful. So, for example, I watch 90 Day Fiance, me and my cousin. This is our drama show, and we text each other literally every day about it. So if you watch 90 Day Fiance, the one with the throuple, where the girl is from Mexico, the wife, Amani, ended up, if you've seen the reunion, ended up getting like, I think 10 surgeries at once. She got like a BBL, she got her boobs done, she got a bunch of shit done to her face. and she doesn't even look like herself anymore. Like I saw her and I was like, who is that? And then I realized it was Amani. I think I'm saying her name right. Um, but she admitted that she did it because she was comparing herself to all these women on social media. And now she regrets it because she doesn't even look like herself. She doesn't recognize herself. And to me, she looks like every other bitch out there. Like she doesn't, she was so beautiful before. Like she is, I think, Armenian, and she just had like those natural, beautiful features, like very exotic looking. And now she looks like every other bitch. And so that is when it's not that I don't agree with plastic surgery, but if you're only doing it because of societal pressures, you're never going to be happy. So do it for you, nobody else, right? Like I've definitely compared myself. I got lip filler when I turned 30. I don't regret it. And honestly, I think it's still there. I know it supposedly dissolves, but my lips do still look bigger now than they did pre lip filler. Will I get lip filler again? Potentially, but I'm not trying to get like giant lips that you see on social media. I've gone back and forth with a boob job because I have a lot of friends that have boob jobs and they love it. They say it's like the best thing they ever did for themselves. Now, I don't have necessarily a small chest. I'm a 38C or B, excuse me. Since I've lost weight, I'm a 38B. But they're kind of like flatter at the top. Like they're more triangle shaped and they're very wide, like spread apart. There's like several inches in between. And so I know breast implants are not going to fill that gap, which is fine, but it'll give them like a better shape, which is what I'm more concerned about. And I don't want like giant boobs. Like I'm actually happy with the size they are. I just want a better shape. And so that's something that like I go back and forth about, but then also I haven't had kids. And if I do have kids, well then that's gonna not mess them up, but people always say like get them after kids if you can. So then I'm like, all right, I don't know if I'm going to. So there's just a lot of like, should I not? I go through that with boob implants.